Hiya, it's me again, TFR Wilderness, bringing to you another KTRT review. And this month, as I did in some of my previous months, I tried to buy my KTRTs to some kind of theme. Last month the theme didn't really work out because they had absolutely nothing in common. But the two previous months, I think the theme was it was flying bots, and the other theme was ones that were yellow. Anyway, but I've got the final member of the Hello Carbot's Cretaceous period Dinobot team to show you, and I've actually got the full set of all four figures. Now I don't do this very often. I don't buy complete sets of figures. I've only really done it, well, especially when Korean bots are concerned. I've only ever done it with Biklons before now, where I've got all 10 of the Biklon figures. I've got from the 5 that make up Infinity and the 5 that make up from Mega Beasts, the Mega Beasts combine Barbarian King. So I've got all of those. So I have completed that line. But these guys, these Cretaceous period Dinobot figures, which came out as part of the Hello Carbots movie, which came out earlier this year, I quite like the look of them, and I wanted to buy in them. And of course, first one I got was Terrajet. Then I got Triton, Triceratops. Then last month it was Tego, the Stegosaurus. And this month we have Tyracles, the Tyrannosaurus. And as you can see, he's a red Tyrannosaur. And when I see a red Tyrannosaur, I automatically think of this.
Dinosaur King is what you want to be, yeah. Dinosaur King is your destiny, yeah.
Yes, Dinosaur King. That's a cartoon show made from the makers of the Pokemon show that ran for, was it 2 seasons? You can actually watch it on Netflix, actually, if you've got Netflix, because both season 1 and 2 of Dinosaur King are on Netflix. So yeah, this kind of looks like Terry, which is was the lead sort of dinosaur with the Alpha Gang, which was the bad guys. They're kind of like Team Rocket from Pokemon, but they're in fact, some of them were voiced by the same characters. I mean, Ursula was voiced by the same woman who did Jessie from what's it? I mean, she sounds very similar. But yeah, so I think this guy looks like Terry, and here's a picture of Terry. So as you can see, Terry is a red dinosaur. He has like a yellow stripe that runs down the side, and sort of like a beige underbelly. But I think this guy kind of looks a lot like Terry, even though not quite. But yeah, he's a red Tyrannosaur in his dino mode. Not a lot you can say about it really. I mean, like the others, it's pretty much a brick. It has got a little bit of articulation. I mean, he's got, obviously these are the knee joints for the robot mode, and he normally stands like that, anatomically accurate Tyrannosaur that stands up horizontally. Now you can bend his legs back and have him stood up like Tyrannosaurs of old, but unfortunately the head doesn't move. The head is fixed. He has his little vestigial claw things are on universal joints, so they move all over the place. And he has got an opening mouth. Now it's on a binary ratchet. In other words, it's got 2 positions, open and close, and it's very stiff. And because the jaw is split due to the transformation, when you try to open it, come on, it sometimes does that. So yeah, you can open his mouth. And another thing that's really unusual about this, and I'll show you if I get in close, you can see he's got googly eyes. Now, I don't know why they gave him googly eyes. I think because he's a Tyrannosaur, a terrible lizard, to make him look less threatening and fierce for the kids show, they gave him these big bulging googly eyes. And obviously, I haven't seen the movie. I'm hoping that the Hello Carbot's Cretaceous period adventure or whatever it's called movie is going to appear on YouTube at some point next year. so I can watch it. But yeah, so that's what we can say about that. I mean, I suppose do a quick size comparison. Now, obviously, I'm size comparison with another Tyrannosaur bot that I've got, and it's a Beast Wars Megatron, the original one, and he's a bit smaller than original leader Beast Wars Megatron, but I have got the Robot Master version as well, and as you can see, he's bigger than the Robot Master version, which is kind of like a deluxe version of Beast Wars Megatron. And then let's have a quick look at him next to his other teammates. Now, obviously, here he is next to Terrajet. Now, Terrajet is absolutely massive in comparison to the others. I think she's probably based on a Quetzalcoatlus, which was the biggest winged lizard that ever flew, because they were absolutely enormous. But so yeah, there he is next to Terrajet. And then we've got Triton. Triton is a yellow Triceratops type dinosaur. And going back to Dinosaur King, obviously, I don't know whether I mentioned this in my Triton review, I can't remember, but this guy looks an awful lot like Chomp from Dinosaur King, who was the sort of like the hero of the D team, which was the good guys. He was the partnered with Max, the little kid with the the spiky hair and the hat with the headphones or whatever it was, and yeah, and his mode in the show looks like this. So that's Triton or Chomp. So you can see where I think this guy looks a bit like Chomp. I mean, obviously he's got different colour in, but also in the show they had these little chibi modes. Here's Chomp's chibi mode, and here's Terry's chibi mode. So yeah, Terry has a chibi mode as well, and so I like to think these guys are Chomp and Terry from Dinosaur King, battling away. Yeah, so that's what I like to think who these guys are really, Chomp and Terry from Dinosaur King. But going back to this, yeah, so obviously I've gone over the articulation wise. Obviously, like I said, he's got the claws at the front, an opening jaw. The knees do move. Now, the legs are pinned in at the back because of the tail, because of parts forming. You take it off, and it gives you a sort of like a dino arse when you look at it. Now, you can sort of disconnect the tail, kind of, and then have the legs moving. It kind of breaks up the sculpt a little bit. And as the tail plugs into the back of the legs, it makes it a little loose and it falls out. But that's something you can do if you want to get a little bit extra articulation. These little dino arms, you can cross them over because they're got universal joints on. So that's Tyracles. Yeah, he's got quite an unusual name, Tyracles. In his dino mode. So I think we better go into robot mode then, shall we? So to transform this guy, it's not that bad. Obviously you pull the tail off and then you split it in half, and that forms some kind of lance, sword, weapon type thing. Then you bring the legs down, fold the feet up, bring these out to the side. You then turn them round, and then you've got to pull these sort of half moon pieces round, and then you've got to pull extend the leg like so, then go over to the other side and extend. And then that folds down, and then there's a little peg on the inside that pegs into there, and that that gives you the legs. Now moving up top, get these little panels on the side, just pull them out, and then you can actually bring these panels up here, and then you pull that out. Then you can split the arms like so, and then bring them round like that. You can then fold the shoulders down, just tucking these little panels up. The dino arms, you just sort of try and fold them up as best you can. And then you've got to pull these bits apart and then push the head up. And that's it. Yeah, because there's a little slider on the back for the head. Just prise them apart and then you just push it up like so. And there we go. There's Tyracles in his robot mode, and he's pretty cool looking. He's very slender from the side, and this is actually reflected in his box, because here is his box and it looks very big from the front. In fact, when you compare it with the others, you compare it with Terrajet's box, and then you've got Triton's box and Stego's box. It's quite big at the front. When you look on the side, it's quite narrow. I mean, when you look at it compared to Stego's box or Tego's box, you know, you see it's very, very slender. Obviously, he's got the a little bit of information on the side. It's got the usual product shots on the back. It's a typical box. They've got like the cardboard girdle inside. Fairly straightforward on this one. He's just sort of spread eagled in a cross, and then you just fold the card up inside. And he comes with a set of instructions, and he comes with the two chips for the little activator watch. Now, I had a comment on one of my previous videos where somebody said these figures are now being reissued in Korea in twin packs, and apparently they come with the watch. I don't know whether there's any truth to that, but I've got no interest in getting the watch because it'll just all speak in Korean, so there's no point in getting it. But I've got these special chips for all the characters. Anyway, getting back to Tyracles robot mode. Yeah, he's reasonable weight. Looks pretty cool actually. It's got this dark red. It's got the white and bits of green and some flashes of blue and yellow on him. So he's pretty cool. Build quality is about the same as the others. Has got these hinges here for the arms are kind of loose. They're not particular pinned joints, but they're not particularly. This one's a bit tighter. This one's sort of loose. He has got a ball jointed head that's got plenty of motion. Shoulders go all the way around. Now the shoulders does go up and the arm comes in and out. He has got elbow that goes to just over 90 degrees. Nothing at the waist. No bicep swivels. Does have thigh swivels. Now he has got knees which go back that far, but if you move that out of the way, you can get a little bit more. So you can get the dino foot. You can have it as an extra heel support if you need it, but this guy stands up just fine on his regular feet. In fact, what you can do with this guy, if you want to, you can take this off and you can bring out the dino feet and sort of you can have the dino feet like that. So you know, you can mess around with this guy a little bit. He has got some options, shall we say, for posability and such. So he's not bad. decent articulation suite like the others. He looks all right. One thing I will say, there's a lot of exposed screws on the front of this guy. I mean, you've got screw, loads of exposed screws. I mean, obviously, the Dino mode, everything's hidden, and I think that's what they were going for. They're going for more realistic Dino modes than, you know, good-looking bots. I mean, you get my usual size comparison, like Combiner Wars Megatron, put him next to him. You can see, like, he's more or less a leader class bot, but Megatron's hardly got any screws sticking off the front. If you look on the back, all the screws are on the back or exposed on the tank mode. Yeah, so that's a little gripe I've got. But apart from that, he's really good. So yeah, obviously he has his tail, which becomes a weapon that he can wield. You plug it in like that. It's kind of like a blaster, I suppose, like a line blaster. You can sort of put it together and have it as like a tail sword, I suppose, as well. So you've got that option. It's like I said, this guy's got options, you know, for posability and such. So let's do a quick size comparison with the others. So here's Tyracles next to Terrajet. And here you can see the size comparison there. I mean, Terrajet's got a lot more mass to her than this guy. She's a bit broader, even though it's a fembot. But I reckon Terrajet is probably my favourite of the bunch, even though she's the most unconventional and she's got these really gaudy colours, and she doesn't hide her robot mode parts very well because she's kind of like a plain form where, you know, it's like, you know, flying dinosaur on top, folded up robot underneath. But I do like her a lot. She's really cool. Then we've got Triton. Triton, obviously, he's got a butt ton of kibble, especially hanging off his shoulders and his forearms. Tyracles isn't that bad for kibble. I mean, yeah, the dino head forms his shoulders, and he's got the bulk of the legs forming his legs, but he's not too bad. This guy's, you know, got an awful lot of, you know, dino kibble hanging off. And then we've got Stego, and Stego has, again, he's got a lot of kibble and looks quite large compared to Tyracles. So that's the size comparisons. He's all right. He's pretty good. This set of bots as a whole are pretty decent. They're worth getting if you're a fan of, you know, Transforming Dinosaurs, or, you know, you're a fan of Hello Carbot toys. Definitely worth getting. They've come down in price a bit since they first came out. You can now pick them up for around about sort of like 50-55 quid from the usual Korean sellers. Yeah, they're really good bots. Decent toys. They're well made. Pretty good, you know, plastic quality, decent articulation, good colours, fun transformations. What more can you want? So yeah, that's been my review, my first KTRT review of a red Tyrannosaur bot this month of Hello Carbot's Cretaceous period Tyrannosaur Tyracles. I've been TFR Wilderness. Hope you've enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye bye.